Wow, a lot has happened since the last time. I think one of the good things is that because we've diversified our products, it has helped us to be in a better state financially.
If you have a very good solution, I am sure you will always find a funder. You will always find a business angel who is an investor who is saying, okay, I can invest with you.
And we want to help to narrow that investment gap between male and female entrepreneurs and ensure that women have a level playing field, because we see that they have a future. We see that they're going to have impact on the economy, and we see that we want to give our young people a chance and help them build their dreams, and at the same time generate returns for ourselves as investors.
Eden is probably the most diverse tech company in Nigeria right now. We have a variety of employees from different backgrounds and skill levels. We have chefs, we have software engineers, we have finance people, we have customer success people. We basically have like a large engine of diverse teams, ensuring that customers receive the best quality of service at every point.
For innovators, this is your time. Come up with solutions. If you have a very good solution, I am sure you will always find a funder. You will always find a business angel who is an investor who is saying, okay, I can invest with you. Importantly, keep your integrity. A number of people want to work with young people, want to work with who are doing startups, but a number of them don't have integrity. Once you have integrity and you have a good innovation, the sky is the limit. You definitely get somebody to work with you.
My name is Ivana Osage, a founding member of Rising Tide Africa and also a member of the board of directors. Rising Tide Africa is a network of female angel investors. We invest our money, we invest our time and our resources in startups across the African continent, but primarily Nigerian startups. And we invest through a gender lens. So we specifically are interested in female-led, female-owned or female-serving businesses. That doesn't mean we don't invest in male founders, but we encourage them to be inclusive, to be gender diverse and gender inclusive in their businesses. We have been around, I would say, for the last 7 or 8 years. We have invested about $2 million in about 30 or so investments. People don't realize actually that angel investing plays a large role in economic development. Take a company like Flutterwave or Paystack today, which have really become really huge and operate across the continent. They actually got started because angel investors took a bet on them when they were really small and had just a simple business idea and provided capital, startup capital, that enabled them to grow into what they are today. So that's what Rising Tide Africa does. We invest in these small companies, these startups. Some of them are just seed opportunities because we see that they have a future. We see that they're going to have impact on the economy, and we see that we want to give our young people a chance and help them build their dreams, and at the same time generate returns for ourselves as investors. The African Development Bank tells us there's a $42 billion funding gap between male and female entrepreneurs. Women have been disadvantaged in accessing capital for their businesses. Research tells us that when you have female investors, when you have women who are deploying capital and making investment decisions, female entrepreneurs have a better chance of accessing funding for their businesses. You know, the gender bias that we're all familiar with affects investment decisions. When a woman walks into a room to face male investors, the conversations are very different from the conversation they have when they're dealing with a male entrepreneur. Male entrepreneurs get asked questions about growth, about shooting big, shooting high. Female entrepreneurs get asked limiting questions, talking about how you're going to manage risk, asking them, are you sure about this business idea? That's one side of the story. The other side of the story is that many times female entrepreneurs invest in businesses that provide solutions for women. The male investors sometimes don't understand those sorts of business ideas or those sorts of business models, but the female entrepreneurs do. I think generally speaking, it's easier it's already very taxing, to go out and pitch And I think it helps when you're pitching to people who look like you. So if you walk into a room as a woman, you're going to pitch, you feel a bit more comfortable pitching to a mixed group than just to male investors, for instance. So these are the reasons why we think it's important. We want to help to narrow that investment gap between male and female entrepreneurs and ensure that women have a level playing field and they too can build and scale businesses that benefit everybody. So we invest in tech-enabled startups because we believe that they have a greater chance of scaling using technology. So we don't just invest in female-led, female-owned, or female-serving, like I said, but we also are interested in male entrepreneurs. What we do is that we want to encourage startups to be diverse, gender diverse particularly. So we want them to have an inclusive culture as well. Some of the startups we have invested in, for instance, are Bankly, which one of the co-founders is female. We invest in Shuttlers. We've invested in Nature's Bounty. We've also invested in a company called EdenLife.
Hi, I'm Prosper Temuyiwa, co-founder of EdenLife. Welcome to our space. EdenLife is a company that helps people eat and live well, and our mission is to become the operating system of life.
Hi, my name is Dise. I lead people operations and culture at EdenLife.
So we're trying to help people live better and help people put their chores, their home chores, on autopilot. So your feeding, your laundry, your cleaning will help you take care of all of that, so you don't have to worry and you can use that time for something else. My co-founders, before Eden, we used to work for a company called Andela. And for me, I was working for a company in the US as a remote worker. It was a big problem trying to get food, do my laundry, cleaning. So we just came together and say, what if we had a service that could automate that could do all of that for us, and we just pay a certain amount of money every month. And that's how Eden was born.
So basically, customers get on our app, they subscribe for services, or they can order anytime services, and then we receive it on the back end. We have different teams that can get on it and just make it happen. We basically have a large engine of diverse teams, ensuring that customers receive the best quality of service at every point.
On the surface, outside, it's very simple. You have an interface, on the web or mobile app, you sign up, you select a new plan, and that's it. Or you select a laundry plan. But internally, the operations are very complex because we have a combination of software engineers, chefs, operations folks that make sure everything runs together to make it a success. So when somebody orders, what happens is at the back end, which is internally, we get the order. We have an internal operating system. When we get the order, the food production team tries to procure enough materials to ensure that we can make enough orders to go out the next day or even the same day. And then from cooking in the facility, we plate, we pack, and then we send it to operations, and then operations send it out via a delivery person. So that's basically me simplifying the whole process of what happens internally at Eden.
Yeah, so Eden is probably the most diverse tech company in Nigeria right now. We have a variety of employees from different backgrounds and skill levels. We have chefs, we have software engineers, we have finance people, we have customer success people. So we have all of these different people that come together with different backgrounds, different cultures, different work styles. And they have to make sure that our goals are achieved. Right, and in doing that, we try to have central culture points, central values that everybody can just inculcate so that like we have a very unified team.
Running a business in Nigeria alone is very challenging. So number one, customer acquisition, right? Trying to convince people to pay a certain amount of money for us to just take care of their feeding. It's not like an idea that a lot of people subscribe to. So that's a challenge. Trying to get people to keep, paying that money every time is another challenge. And that challenge also is just the cost of, of services, basically the cost of infrastructure. So our prices are dependent on, the cost of things basically in the economy. So as things increase in price, our prices to have to increase. And then that is very hard to explain to customers, because like, why are you increasing the price of your food, or why are you increasing the price of your laundry services? So that's another challenge. Another challenge too is also in getting quality talent to be able to do what we do here, because like operations can be really intensive at Eden. So you need people that are ready to walk the walk, and talk the talk for them to survive here at Eden. So that's another challenge too in making sure we have a successful business running. We're selected by Google to be a part of the Google Black Fund. And the way Google Black Fund operates is that when they give you funding, it is equity free. So they don't have any shares in your business. They're just basically supporting you, and they give us Google credits as well. So our infrastructure, like the entire app, the operating system runs on some part of Google's infrastructure. And that Google Black Fund made it possible for us to run on it without us, paying from our pockets. So that's really awesome and exciting.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
This way.
So you come like this, he wants you to probably do something.
Okay. Niger kids, fun learning is what we do best. Yeah. My name is Tuti Adewusi. I'm one of the co-founders of Niger Kids. Niger Kids is an edtech company that makes learning fun using gamification and technology. Wow, a lot has happened since the last time. So some of the good things that have happened is we've actually released 2 new products. When we first made, a lot of our products are focused more on children, but we've gone on to start doing more things for corporate. So that's 2 new products released last year, and they are doing quite well. So we're excited about that. I think the other things that have happened is that we've done a lot more collaborations with other people in the edtech space. And now in our 3rd year, interestingly, of doing 2 key annual events. One of those events is the financial literacy awareness event that takes place, in March. Another is promoting STEM skills among children, which is our STEM Fund Fest. A lot has happened in that area. We've also gone on to win some awards, so that's also been exciting. We won a grant from LASRIC, I think that was in 2022. We've also won 2 international awards, 1 Milk and Pen, education competition based in the US, and then the Global Education Startup Awards
also out to Europe. So it's been an exciting last 2 years, really been exciting for us as a company. And then our latest good news is we're one of the 12 startups selected under the MasterCard Foundation, MasterCard Foundation EdTech Fellowship just last month. So we are excited. I think another thing is also being able to use a lot more tools to make your productivity better, so that, you know, there's that human effort, but there's also a lot of tools that help bring about the work faster. So it's just something we have to live with. Yes, I think one of that is, you know, the rising cost of operations. We've had to really, you know, move into remote. So it's not an option. It's something that you do now to also help manage the cost for you as an employer and even for your staff. And of course, with the new removal of subsidy, that one was without saying. So immediately the subsidy was removed, we went 100% remote. But now we realize the need to work in the office once in a while. So we have to, you know, see what's the impact on our operations and our financials. And then one of the good things is that because we've diversified our products, it has helped us to be in a better state financially. And one of the good advice someone gave me, and I'm happy I listened, was saying, look, go and tell your clients that you want to bill them in dollars. I was like, in this Nigeria. He says, no, I think you should, so that if you want to increase salary, if you want to increase costs, you want to every time be going back. And I'm happy that, you know, 2 of our products, especially the ones we launched last year, we bill them in dollars. So what has happened, even with the, you know, the foreign currencies, that has helped to just create that adjustment. So that's one of the advice I'm happy that we listened, because a lot of our costs, apart from salaries, are actually based in dollars. So our cloud servers are billed in dollars. A lot of our licenses that we get are billed in dollars. So I think that was one advice that I listened to, and I'm happy now that I did. We are not yet in the big leagues. Our salaries are more in the moderate range. So which means that we have more room to do a review of those salaries. I think that's the thing I'm thankful for. And I also think because we are now better financially, we can also incorporate that. Beyond the salaries is also to create an environment that help, you know, your staff to gain fulfillment. So beyond the money, we are constantly looking at what are the challenges that they're going through in terms of the work. People want to be fulfilled. People want to know that they're doing good work. How do we celebrate them? How do we recognize them? So beyond the company, we ensure that a lot of things, our staff's names are there. So if you do something, your name is there. So it's something that they feel proud of. We also get them increasingly to talk to the customer. So they are proud when the customer is like, oh, I enjoyed this. So they're like, oh, smile, that was me that did that. So you can't compete only on one level. You know, you just have to keep a help on. And we try to do an open door policy to listen to them, give incentives, bonuses as we reach milestones. So we're not perfect, but I think we're doing that. And I think the last one I will say is that we are doing more team bonding, you know, so all work and no play. So more team bonding, other non-financial things that will make the staff happier. Can't make everybody happy, but we are trying our best to do that. Yes, I mean, we've had to change our business model and we keep changing. One of the things you realize, though a lot of people want to do EdTech, it's really, can they afford it? One of the good things that happened is our partnership with telecom operators really took off. So that means that people with as little as 20, 50 naira from their airtime can now have access. And that has made a world of difference. That has really made a world of difference. So I think in that model of subscription-based model that looks at the bottom of the pyramid is really what's working. A lot of parents are still battling things about data. So that partnership also with, you know, the telecom operators is really something that has helped change.
What we have to understand, that normally when you're starting a business, you're starting in an environment whereby there is so much that you have to do. But you have limited resources. A number of startups are owned by young people. Young people don't have a lot of capital. They have not yet built a lot of networks. And a number of them we are saying, start with a small core team. It could be 2 people. It could be 3 people. And you can even use one office. We might even decide that you can work from your homes. I remember one day when I was starting an IT company with my partner, we did it at home in our sitting room with one computer. And I remember when I had a previous job, when I left it, my boss gave me an old computer. So we had this computer at home. We did very good branding and everybody thought we had a huge company.
focus on a number of factors in deciding whether to invest. One, like every investor, you want an entrepreneur who understands the business. You want an entrepreneur who has a business idea that provides products and services that enough people are willing to spend money on. So it's meeting a need that people are actually willing to spend the naira and kobo on to make sure that their needs get met. But also somebody who understands the market, what's the competition like, who else in this space, and then what is your unique selling point? Why would the customers come to you and not go elsewhere? But you also want founders who, when there's a problem, they don't disappear. The character of a founder is very important because you're not just investing in the business idea, you're investing in an individual, the individuals rather. So you want entrepreneurs who will come and talk to you when there's a problem, not that they disappear and you're looking for them. You want to invest in opportunities where they have a bit of impact also. It's not just about the money, but also the fact that you're changing the environment because, like I said, there are lots of problems to be solved. So these are some of the factors that we consider, the questions that we answer. You want to ensure that you have the right team. So as investors, we typically don't want to invest in one-man businesses because there are risks with doing that. So you want to invest in a startup that has a team of people working together, even though the rest of the team may not necessarily be founded, but at least they're there to support the founder because there's a greater chance of success in those sorts of opportunities. There's a lot of work to be done, lots of problems to be solved. And I think people are living these problems so they actually feel the pain points. So it's easy for them, or rather easier for them, to come up with solutions because these problems are staring them in the face every day. And they're very bright young people. They have lots of brilliant ideas. And, with the internet and all of the social media, our young people are exposed to ideas from other parts of the world. And so these all come together for them to come up with some unique solutions. And so it gets the attention of the external investors. And, they have been coming here because they see that there are lots of opportunities. What has happened is that with the attention from foreign investors, it has introduced some level of rigor and discipline into the startup space in this part of the world. So in both the investors and the entrepreneurs now understand that we have to be more formal in the way we do things. I think we used to see people go into investment without perhaps any documentation. And now people realize that it's important to have those agreements in place because it reduces the scope, for instance, for contention further down the road, among other reasons. So it has introduced that level of rigor and discipline. And there's a better understanding of startup investment, generally speaking. Also, there's been opportunities for the entrepreneurs to get educated and to build capacity in how to run their businesses, how to scale businesses. And then even for us as investors, we've learned a whole lot more from people who have been doing this for longer than we have. So that has been really great in doing that. And I think it's also brought some level of power to the entrepreneurs because the fact that the local investors are now competing with foreign investors means that the entrepreneurs can pick and choose who they want to go with. So that's positive. I think for some of the foreign investors, they put money in and sometimes they don't really spend enough time grooming the entrepreneurs. And I think it's irresponsible for us as investors not to hold entrepreneurs accountable for the investments that we're making and also to help them and support them. Because it's not just about throwing money at entrepreneurs. It's also about providing support, about helping them understand how to solve some of these problems, to act as sounding boards, and also to open doors for them. And that's what Rising Tide Africa does. We come alongside them. We have an accelerator program. We have a mentoring program as well, where we support investors. So we operate via 4 pillars. One is mentoring. So we work with entrepreneurs, both pre and post investment, supporting them. And that could be, for instance, members of the network who have expertise. So we make ourselves available to them to provide support to them. And then we have an education facility as well, where we provide a curriculum to train them on how to run their businesses, how to scale the businesses, how to build robust businesses. And then we have the investment pillar, which is all about investing. So it's all about the pipeline of deals. It's about sourcing that pipeline, making sure that we have a robust pipeline, making sure that we get them in to come and talk to us, making sure that we, even if we turn them down, that we're able to help them, if they're not investment ready, to become investment ready so that they can come back. And also making the introductions to other people who can co-invest with us. And where there are opportunities that they're not the sort of things that we would want to invest in, we can present them to other people who may be interested in those opportunities. And the last pillar is the networking. So we provide space and opportunities for the entrepreneurs to network among themselves, but also to network with investors and industry experts. The big tech companies certainly make a big difference. They provide opportunities. We have like the Google Black Founders Fund. We have, I think Microsoft does something similar. And then we have like the MTN Yellowpreneur. So they provide grants for young entrepreneurs. I think they're an important part of the scene. They provide a foundation. They open the door, if you like, for lots of young people. So I think they play a big role. But aside from the money they give, it's also that they provide a space for like-minded people to congregate. And so it's almost like building a table or a platform, and different people come. And so the relationships that form and ideas bubble up. So I think they play quite an important role. And then the people who have worked in these companies also come with their own experience and expertise and inject that into the ecosystem. So I think they do play an important role.
Yeah. So one thing that was really interesting for us was that we thought that women founders really need access to technical skills and more help in building their product and solution. What we found really interesting was what they really appreciated was the network and in being able to extend the network. And this is where the expert guidance and the mentor network really helps female founders with specific topics areas around access to customers and access to very specific skill sets that they might need.
You must have three things. The heart, because the heart would keep you moving. You must have the brain, because the brain will make you see what others are not seeing to make your business special. And you must have the hands. The hands would help you get the resources you need to have your business succeed. So those three, you need them.